Hey guys, what's up? It's DJ Boston here, coming at you with the first episode of the Monster Truck Championship Career Mode, and yeah, not much to say about it. Let's get right into it. This is the first time I'm playing. I'm on hard mode. Please don't bully me too hard. We go green flag, we get a decent RPM, not much doing though. We have to go to the outside and the inside, and we take him out. Not a great start to our first ever race, not only in the career mode, but in this game. We do get a good out, we do get a move on the inside on him. My mistake there. And another here, but he's just gonna run right through us. Can't help but feel we kind of deserved it after the first race, and I got an Xbox notification in the background. A little bit loose on the inside of that turn as we go nearing, trying to get back up to that fourth place truck, just not doing anything, moving through that left-hander, getting a bad exit there, but he didn't get one much better as we are keeping this nice and tight with all those apices through the chicane, and a big mess up by the second and third place trucks. Just couldn't get around them, but they were too wide and really forced us there over the line on the first jump. Really trying to get a better exit out. We're going to have the shorter line, and that will benefit us. We'll get the overtake there. Hit it just a little bit and then touch his really tough entry, really bad exit as well. Really getting close to all the barrels and stuff there. You would think by the way I'm racing it, it's like an F1 game. But whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's slow on the banking, trying to get as short as we possibly can, which is not make the overtake. We're gonna get another attempt here, and we're gonna get a lot of overs here. Swing that back end out. Not gonna do enough. So we think we have no hope here, and then really good run through here. He hits there, and then he wrecks us. He will not have to respawn. He's going to get the better of that wreck, but not only will we lose second and not get the win, we will lose third, or we will lose second and get third place. Not a bad start to the career, but it could have been so much better.
We're in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and the stadium is bursting at the seams. Today, we're going to watch drivers in a classic J-Hook style race. Brace yourselves for the clash of titans.
You know, trying to get this res up to a good area, and we are just gonna have one in the 700s. Not a great start time. We are not gonna look good into that, a little bit loose. The AI has a really bad turn, and that seems to be a theme in these drag racing events. Just not good turns for the AI. We'll keep it. Once again, getting some good RPMs in the second race, and a pretty good release there. pretty short time. Nice exit on the turn into the brake. A little bit more than we would want, but pretty nice. We nearly come together there, but we will once again get it. And now on to the final race, trying to get our first win. Brake holding, gonna get in the revs nice, and we will get our first false start. And really trying to get those revs right. A really good start there, but just some gear hopping on the jump for us, not going to do great. And then an uneven move on, brake lock up, and then we get loose, nearly go around, and that would ultimately cost us the win. So close, but yet so far away. Here we go, last of our first ever tour, and some nice air there, but a not so great move there. We're gonna get a little bit of help from that backflip ramp, which is gonna allow us to keep this run alive. Just for everyone's information, you can respawn, however I don't do it, at least in this. I'll respawn in race, but I don't do it in the drag race or freestyle. I'll do it in destruction as well, but there you go. As we get set up for a nice backflip here, we just couldn't land it though. And we are already in the red for brake damage. Really not what you want to be doing with 40 seconds left. Almost able to get that front flip. Once again, trying to go up for a backflip, and we just cannot land it. And we just couldn't do anything after that. We would flip, and that would end our run. But apparently, it was a good enough run to get our first ever victory. As you guys can see, time run out right there. And we would finish second in our first ever tour. Maybe that means they need to put it on a more extreme difficulty, but I don't know. Going into our second tour now, we start with a false start, which isn't great. And then a nice start there. Good RPM, good release time. A little bit loose, but we're able to save it without it going around too bad. Up on the ramp with a new paint scheme as well, I forgot to mention. I would have showed you the creation of it, but that file part got corrupted when I was editing. But we'll come out in first place with the AI having a bad last turn. I'm going to turn off the Xbox because I'm trying to record audio and it keeps going off. But here we go, a bad release. Quick release with really bad RPM, but overall not one of my better ones. It is a good first turn. We're going to go through the chicane pretty alright. We're going to, I believe, hit a couple of these. Yes, we do. Get a little bit loose, a little bit sloppy there. And man, it is a close one, but the AI just could not handle it, and we are going to take a win. Again. So now, 2 for 2, going to drag race in the finals. Can we actually win this one? Is the question. We're hard on the brake to get it going, and a good RPM start with not a lot of delay on the release time. Good ramp section. Good through the little curvy turns here. I got the chicane a little bit, I guess. Nice and tight. We're going to get a little bit loose. We're able to save it. And there is not a question this time. We won't choke again. It'll be our first place ever in the drag racing mode. Going on to the second event of this series, I guess, or event. We get a nice run on the inside, go from first to second, and with a good corner eggs, or from 8th to 2nd, and then from 2nd to 1st off that, and man, this race was dominant. And a little bit loose there, we're going to get into the wall, but we're covering A-OK as we are just blazing away the competition. Through the chicane here, really just getting as close as we can to this wall, making sure to keep 2 tires over that white line to make sure we're not getting any time penalties, except there when we didn't. Pretty easy race as we come back into the stadium. That's lap 1, and this was a quite boring race after that. We just couldn't do, or there was just no one to challenge us. We got that really good first lap. I don't usually love circuit racing, but man, I'd be lying if I was saying I didn't have a decent time on this one. A little bit loose there, a little too much air getting the wall. Not much of a jump there, but we're still holding out a pretty decent lead. And realistically, we should be able to win it without much of an issue. Again, a little bit loose, taking a little bit of damage. We had enough of that lead there where we probably could have reset here and then another 2 times, used all 3 of those resets and still took it. It was just a dominating, blazing first lap that set us up to basically do whatever we wanted second lap. Dragging the brakes across the line to our first ever first place race. And I'll tell you, I know what happens in the last one. Last event of the day, or last race of the day, and it just wasn't a good one for us. I didn't really know how this mode worked, I'll be honest. Trying to get some wheelies there. It is destruction. I thought maybe stunts would come for some points, they didn't. And I overall just broke my streak there and kind of ruined my run. So we just are not doing anything here. We're just looking for stuff to hit instead of hitting stuff. Now looking back on it, there are tons of RVs, there are tons of cars that I could have just hit, but there just wasn't. We near a bicycle and almost fall over, and instead of racing one of my rewinds, which do cost you 5 seconds in this mode, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna try and bicycle out of it, maybe get some points. They didn't give me points. Also, it's not when they're completely gone, it's when they start fading away, is when you can't continue the streak, which is a little bit annoying to me, because my mind thinks if it's still up there and you can still see it, you can keep the streak alive, which you can to an extent, as I did there, but it seems to be, like, past a certain point, there's no return. I wish that would just be when it disappeared, but yeah, last place on the last event of the day. However, when you go to the point, we are winning, and I will gladly take that. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all later. Next episode will probably come out either the 2nd or tomorrow. Peace, peace. Have a good day.